Hello everyone and welcome back to Tiresome. My name's Mike and today we're gonna get things a bit cooler. We are upgrading the expansion tank on my Scimitar. The reason is because, well, the old one's crap. I'll show you in a minute. And when it doesn't overheat or anything that bad, but when it gets warm, it trickles down the side of the expansion tank with a hole in it. And over a long period of time, that causes then overheating because of lack of fluid. We are going to be installing, well, it's quite a nice one actually, and of course if you remember from the wiper failure, we're going to be fogging that other side black as well, just so it looks a bit better and touching a few things up. But hopefully this will be the end of the coolant issue. That being said, I must say that this car with the QRG like stainless hoses and silicon joiners and the aluminium radiator and the Revotech fan kit and all this sort of stuff, I mean, even in the summers we had last year, in traffic absolutely fine. So it is no big shakes really, but it's something it's on my mind, and the expansion tank looks ugly. Let me show you. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Tim's here. Hi Tim! Hiya. He's poking more holes in the Supra whilst I quickly do this. So, there she be, the expansion bottle. You can actually quite clearly see the crack in the side of it there, and it just weeps down when it gets under pressure. Full stop, really. Look at it, it's minging. The new one will be going in that same location with that same hose on it, hopefully, but it's a bit nicer and is black, and I will show it to you, shall I? Here it is, fresh from China, probably. Nice aluminium with black finish, and you can see it's got some holes on that side, and one on the bottom, so you can sort of configure it using this lovely kit they provide. And you can see there's a big sort of clear tube in there, and that is going to be our level. So the first step is going to be setting this up in its configuration that we choose. Then we'll worry about how to fit it to the car. Let's set this up. Here it is. It's got ears on it with 4 screws. We're going to be using riv nuts. I know, a riv tool, very high tech for Tiresome. We're going to be using a riv nut tool to actually then attach it to the car. It's going to be good. Here's our bag of bits. It's got loads of O-rings in there as well. We'll just dispose of that. So, now, what we want, let's think about what our expansion tank currently has, which is basically just one inlet, which I think should be on this side here. So, let's put that in there with an O-ring, I should imagine, is probably, they're very small O-rings though. Don't know if they're, yeah, they're fine. There we go, O-ring on. Nah. The threads are crap in this. I guess this is the difference between one you pay 25 quid for and one you pay a couple hundred quid for. Right, that's on. Obviously we'll tighten that down in a bit. Now, it comes with quite a few other little bits as well, including 2, 3, how many blankers? It comes with, oh no, cheeky. So, it's got 3 holes on each side, and 1 in the bottom, and we only need that one inlet. And we've only got 3 blankers, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, shall we? Oh, I see. Maybe, I don't know. Don't feel confident now. I've been struck. Why does every fucking video, every video, always have to have a complication? Why can't it just work? I did actually look when I bought this one. I've got it on eBay, and there are many others like this as well that you can buy, like just aluminium finished ones, things like that. None of them have a list of the parts, the little bits that they come with. It's just the picture, and you have to count them, and there's a different amount of them in each picture. I actually just gone and done a maths in my head, and we're going to be fine. It's okay, don't worry guys. Oh, I figured it out. I know, aren't you so proud of me? Oh. Now we're fucked. But they are just screw threads. Maybe we can get a bolt or something and put it in there. Don't know. I don't know. The other thing that I haven't mentioned we're doing today, but we are indeed doing today, is dropping that exactly there. Actually I'll put this one in the bottom. Changing the coolant. We're going to drain the whole radiator and everything, and we're putting a load of fresh, lovely new coolant in it. I know, it's amazing. I don't know how this works. Probably like that. And then that goes, no, let's put that in there first. Here we go. So this is one of the fittings for our tube. It's got a hole in it, you see, and then, oh, that's fucking in. Okay, cool. Note to self, once that goes in, it's not coming out. And I didn't put a washer on that. It's good. Tim, we should swap roles. I should film and you should actually do the work.
Probably.
If we handed in resumes and showed experience
Yes.
of our work, that's how it would work.
Of course.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. They both got washers on. Right, so the situation is we have that side all blanked off with our inlet here. We also have our blank off on the bottom, which I should assume is probably for some drainage or something like that, should you want to. Then on the other side we've got our two with the holes in here, which are for our tubey connections, so we can see the level, and then we've got a hole in the top, which I assume is where they want you to put this. But I don't need an outlet again, so I don't know. Tim, what do you think?
You could put a rubber bit on the outlet and blank, or see if you can find a threaded bolt that would go in there.
I won't have anything like that, so we'll put that in and blank it off. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. How are we going to blank it off, though?
By using a piece of rubber hose with a nut with a bolt in.
It'll at least do for now, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I need to nip these up now. Nippy boy. It's very important when you do this, but you want to scratch your nice aluminium expansion tank as much as you can, just to make sure you've really ruined your life. Oh, there we go. This is the good side as well. This is the side that you'll see from the front. Annoyingly, the blankers are Allen keys, so that will require a different tool. But don't worry, I do have those. Allen Key's a brand name, isn't it? Did you know that, Tim?
No, I didn't.
Allen Key is a brand name, and you get told off if you say it in public. Right, how do we release these? Do you
Called hex, do they?
hex keys? Yeah. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Thread this bad boy in. It's got a bit of, I don't know if you can't see it. It's got PTFE on it. Don't worry, it's fine. Oh, fuck off. Ah.
You may find you need to put those in with nothing else next to them.
Sometimes I feel like you see this coming. Now this is harder to do up because I've got that in the way. I'm going to literally have to do it quarter of a turn at a time. Good, okay. Right, so they're done up tight. They're all done up tight. No, they're not, because they're Allen keys. We'll do them in a minute. Bit of tube. Now, we only get one shot at this, because it's that long, and we only need it to be this long. So I am going to cut it there. With my success rate, everyone, do you think I'm going to get this cut right? What do you think, Tim? Okay, cheers.
Why don't you put it in first?
I've used an Allen key to tighten up all of the little blanking ones, so now it's time to do the thing. Tim has suggested I poke an end in. There we go. See how much it goes in by. What, by pulling it out again?
No, don't bother pulling it out, just
then cut.
yeah. At least then you know you're not going to be so short that one end doesn't go in.
Yeah. There we go, everyone. No going back now. I don't know how that seals, to be fair. Oh, right, there it is. An expansion tank. Pressure goes in here, coolant goes in there. The coolant level goes up here. We should be able to see that. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it doesn't piss out of anywhere. We'll put another random bit of hose on here. And we'll put a bolt in the end of that. Hopefully a bolt tight and strong enough that doesn't get blown out and become a projectile and kill a neighbouring cat. Now, what are we doing? What's the next step? We should jack the car up with my new jack. Or should we fit this first? Should we fit this first?
Let's take the old one off first and see how it goes.
Okay, fit this first.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the old one, and look, this is in, right? But yeah, we're just going to pop that out. The threads are all gone on everything. It must have been quite badly overheated in its previous life, and thus this is destroyed. Just pull this out. There we go. This is going to be chocolate, which is annoying because it is proper coolant and it shouldn't be like that. So we're going to be getting this bracket out, which is going to be the easiest thing ever, apart from we need to drill those holes or those rivets out there. Then we're going to be mounting the new one here-ish, but in order to do that I'm actually going to have to cover up the VIN. Is that legal?
Don't see why not.
I don't know. But that's what we're doing.
You can always move it.
Yeah, we'll move the VIN to in the shed. So I think realistically it would be quite good here.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're doing. We'll move that out. Flathead and a drill. So this is the old one. I just want to see what the coolant's like. Oh, that's actually alright. That's clear. Oh, until the very bottom there. But that's actually much... I mean, this looks like it's going to lead you to believe that it's the worst coolant in the world. You see how bad that split is there. Yeah, but that's actually really good. Boop. There we go. Lovely. Let's carry on. Just a little bit of bracket removal. Oh yeah, that was begging to come out. Oh my god, that thing's so old and rusty and horrible. Now we just need this lovely bracket out. Do we? That's the question. Do we actually need to take that bracket out? We could just leave it in place, I guess. That's going to look so much better, isn't it? Oh. I have decided we are taking the bracket out. I had to borrow Tim's drill. But fear not. Worked a treat. I'm guessing that no one else wants to claim ownership of this car, and that taking the VIN number off will probably be alright. I was trying to be delicate with it. Come on! I wonder if they glued it as well. Knowing Reliant, they probably fiberglassed it out. Cool! My very own VIN number. Comment down below if you want this. Don't. I'm not giving it to you. It's quite funny though, they just used a Dremel to put it. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I noticed it the other day.
Like, you could just buy one of these blank plates and just make up whatever VIN number you wanted, which someone probably did. It doesn't have piss written in it though, so it wasn't me. For those of you who don't know, this is kind of how I'm painting my engine bay, or at least for the immediate future, which is just use a bit of gunk stuff on it to sort of degrease it somewhat, and then spray some fucking paint on it. I really am not worried about. I just want it to be a solid colour. Let me know what you want. Well, let me know what you guys think of those stickers at the back though, because they are so cool and retro, right? It'd be a shame to get rid of them, but I also don't know how to preserve them. So let me know. what we're doing is relocating the thing entirely. This little bit of metal here does no purpose apart from gives you a nice area to store a water bottle or something like that should you want to have, if you need to top up your coolant. But this bit here, where this bonnet stay is bolted to, is flat and wide enough for the new expansion tank. So we're going to put it here instead, but that means taking this off. But don't worry, I actually do quite like this. So we're just going to relocate that a bit, rebend it, and it'll be fine, don't worry. Cool, let's crack on. This is turning into a more of a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Look at this, everyone. It's gone, and I, of course, tarted a bit of paint up. I think I'm gonna spray over the stickers. I think I'm gonna. Just gonna get a razor blade, take them off, and then fog it over. And then put stickers that actually are, you know, important to the car. I've got loads of stickers. I've got stickers for the suspension that's going to be going on it very soon. I've got stickers for the fucking air intake and all this sort of other shit. So I'd rather do that for things that I actually care about, for things that are actually on the car, rather than just nostalgic stickers, even though I do absolutely love them. However, right now, Tim is going to be punching the first hole in this. I've marked 4 out, Tim.
Marked them out, right.
Well, that's the good thing about me just painting this and then us doing it immediately, is you could just scratch the paint off.
Hockey dokies.
So, I'll hand over to Tim. Bye.
That's right, I'll drill holes in your car.
Yes. So, just to clarify, you've decided to, instead of test 1 first,
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
just go for all of them.
Well, they all got to be drilled. And we can go... They've all got to be drilled, and we can go slightly bigger if we need. So
That's
that's
true,
the
yeah.
minimum sort of size, really. That is.
Just a... Oh, is it?
It would go in. Yes.
Yes,
There we
yes,
go.
yes. Boom. The marvellous tool. That is the Rivnut tool. It's worth mentioning, I bought this tool ages ago and lost a lot of it. And the problem with that is that the bits I've lost are the different bits that you need to do the different size Rivnuts, and that means we're just forced to use these. But these are actually perfectly fine, and luckily we've managed to find an assortment of random fasteners to be able to bolt it in place. Here is the Rivnut tool.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you definitely do it.
Okay.
I mean, I might do one just for, you know, lols. Here we go. So you can see there's our holes. Look at them. There's 2 there and there's the other 2 there. And Tim is now going to thread in the Rivnut tool. Oh, yes. Lovely.
Looks like you need to keep a bit of tension off of it, otherwise it...
It what, Tim? What does it do?
Well, this won't do up, so I don't know what I'm doing here. Right. This worked earlier when we got them on, didn't it?
It did a little bit.
Because that shouldn't be like that. That's okay. You're filming me and I don't know what I'm doing.
Ah, you see, it's the camera, isn't it?
Yes. The camera makes things go wrong.
Yes. Shall we go and fiddle with one that isn't on the car?
Yeah.
All right, cheers. So what we're doing is Tim has got the fastener on the end of the Rivnut tool there, which is fine, and then he's going to put it in and then crimp it, right?
That's the theory.
There we go.
Let's get that out of the way because then I can't. I don't know. It's a shame you lost the instructions.
I don't think it came with instructions, man. Okay, crimping is happening. And now you wind
That one out,
that one out.
and it comes out. Hopefully.
Okay.
It's certainly in there.
Yes.
There we go.
And then, rumour has it, you can take your fastener and through the camera lens. Lovely. Isn't that, we're going to do that 3 more times off camera, because that's not content. We have our 4 Rivnuts in. Definitely screwing them onto the Rivnut tool, putting the Rivnut into the car, then crimping it, then unscrewing it using the back of the tool was the method. That's probably how you're supposed to use the tool. Both Tim and I agree we're probably the stupid ones and just don't know how to do it. But are the measurements any good? That's the question. Does this look any good? That's the secondary question. I'm actually Really happy that Tim came up with the idea of using this little plinth instead of trying to space out this section on the over here or whatever, because that would have been an issue within itself. But let's just pop a couple of threads on those, see how that looks. That is so much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Racer, I'm a racer boy. Racist, is that what they call them?
Something like that.
Yeah. Definitely could have just done 2, couldn't we?
Yeah.
But we will do 4. But you won't need to watch that. Cut to us doing the pipey bits. Next step is to take off this old bit here. Oh, I notice a problem. I didn't think about this, Tim. This is picking up water from the bottom of that tank, and I put the spout at the top.
Ah.
So I should probably relocate that to the bottom.
Yes.
Now it's in here, it's going to be more difficult. Little update for you, everyone. Basically, I swapped over. You can see now that the outlet is on the bottom there. I don't know if you will. Obviously, it's now black on black, so it's quite difficult. But the outlet's on the bottom. There you go. Tim's pointing. You'll also see a dodgy fucking bit of braided hose at the top left there as well, with a bolt hanging out of it as well. It's fabulous. I will actually get a blanking proper thing for that at some point in the near future, because that is horrific. But the issue that we have had is that I was intending to use the same hose, the braided hose, on all of it. I've got some spare. Those of you who've been watching the channel for a while now will know that that was my fuel line, and then I realised it wasn't really fit for purpose. So it's fine for coolant though. So that was the plan, but the outlets on this are much larger and it won't fit. However, I've stretched some over that sort of outlet, you know, the one that I've used there, and we're using the leftover Mocal hose, which is extremely overkill for this, but it is the correct size. So that's what we're doing now. Tim's going to get that end on. What's the matter, Tim?
I wanted a Jubilee clip.
On my workbench, mate. I think I ran away with your Jubilee clip. So yeah, Tim's going to get that one on, and then what we're going to do is get the car in the air, drain all the coolant, put the new coolant in, and then get it up to temperature and see how it acts. In my ownership, yet again, this is a first. In my ownership, the top of that old expansion tank, you know, I just pulled it out and the threads were all gone and it was destroyed. It's always been like that. The crack is a fairly new development, but that means that when we do put this on and we get up to temperature with the new coolant and everything, that's not only the first time running it with this new setup, but also the first time since doing the radiator, all the hoses, all the joiners, absolutely everything in the cooling system is going to be under complete pressure. Not only that, but gaskets and things like that as well. Head gaskets and things like that as well. So, fingers ruddy crossed, I say. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's probably going to be fine. It's time for me to deploy my new toy. This is, I can't believe it's already started to make contact. With my old jack, I would have to rattle the hell out of it and everything. Well, you guys have seen me do it loads of times. But this one is an auto jack, and it's got a dual pump mechanism thing on it, and it's got one of these cool handles that doesn't flop around, and I can just get the car in the air super fast and easily, and that's to get the wheel off, so we can get the lower rad hose off to drain the coolant. Okay, so that is all the old coolant out, and I must say, I'm actually really chuffed with how the old coolant came out. I thought it was going to be like all sort of iron water, you know, like rusty, horrible stuff. But it was absolutely clear. Really good. Now it's time to put the new stuff in. This is the new coolant. It is made by Penrite, Australian right, and it is blue OEM coolant, it says. I, to be honest, thought that this was waterless coolant when I first purchased it, but I've since learned that it's halfway in between waterless and water coolant, which, to be honest with you, I prefer, because with waterless coolant you have to run like a premix, not a premix solution, like a break-in solution, a cleaning solution, whatever. You have to fill it all up, run it for a while, then dump that, and then fill up with your waterless coolant to make sure there's no water in it. However, this stuff is all right with a little bit of water going in, and it's just a little bit better. It also says, ready to use, safe to mix, which is lovely. It's still anti-corrosion, boil, and anti-freeze. It says it's good for 8 years or 500,000 kilometers. good stuff, I reckon. I guess the question is, as always, how much of this is going in the car and how much of it is going around the car. Well, we've got the glugs again. I might try the upside down trick. Turn it upside down. Oh my god, how are you even? Sideways trick? Sideways trick, that's the one. Oh, slower sideways trick. Just let it drain that for a moment. That's it, get that air out. Oh, it is still guggling away there. Right, I might fill this and then start it to see if that helps it get rid of some of those bubbles. So it's running, it's up to about 60 degrees at the moment and everything is fine. Obviously we will be getting it fully up to temperature. I want to make sure that the fan kicks on, it can sort itself out and everything like that. Then we will, after checking for leaks and everything like that, and obviously making sure nothing blows off the car, we will make sure it's filled up. Well, not immediately, or else I'll have no face left. But once it's cooled down, maybe tomorrow morning even on my way to work, I shall make sure it's topped off. And then we'll call it quits. So let's just brace ourselves and make sure this actually works.
Almost up to temperature. Yeah.
Okay everyone, right, so we almost got it up to temperature, but the bottom one of those two little tubes, in fact we'll probably do both again. You may remember I said they have some PTFE on them. Well, not enough, I don't think. Because there was just a drip that was getting faster, the more pressure, the closer we got to being up to temperature. So we're just going to take those little tubes out, take those fasteners out of the expansion tank, put some proper PTFE on, wind them back in, put the tube in, blah, 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 that's all good. So Tim is just re-putting the top back on. Sorry, didn't film it, but we did put some TVPS tape on. Also, what we're going to do is now, because we just lost a bit of coolant, not only from the drips, but also, of course, you've got to be on the finger when it comes to blocking holes and stuff like that whilst you can. So I'm going to just top up the coolant, check that, and then we shall carry on. Regulate itself now that the fan has come on? That's the question. Done. So it got hot and the fan came on and it cooled down. The PTFE that Tim and I did worked a treat. No more leaks, no more drips, no more nothing. Absolutely perfect, really good. To be honest, I wasn't necessarily expecting any more performance or anything from this. Bit more peace of mind though, maybe. It's good to have some properly good pre-mixed coolant in, I believe, because I'm an umpty, as you guys all know firsthand. And measurements and stuff aren't my strong suit. Best leave that to someone else. They may as well be Australian. And I'm super happy that's in there. I'm really happy with the way that that overflow tank looks. I know it's 25 quid, I know it's a bit cheap, and I know I need to get another bung for the other side, but realistically, even if I have to pay another 25 quid for another one just for the bung, I'm happy. That's really good. That's great stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you think about those stickers though, because I think what I'm gonna do is get a razor, cut them off, and just clean it up and fog it, and then put my stickers there, stickers that are actually relevant to the car, even though those are nice, cool, historic ones, and they could be decades old. They're just not for me, I don't think. I mean, they're for me. On someone else's car, I'd love that, but then there's none of those parts on this car anymore. It doesn't make sense. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Thank you, Tim, for helping, as always. I will catch you next time. Bye!